Good morning, everybody. It is going to be very hot today. We have had nothing but hot and dry. And so this is the seedlings in the wagon I started. And so they are doing nice. And this is the front. And in the front of the house, we have our blinds for the heat. That's heat coming from kind of southwest, I guess. And so that blind has made a big difference when it comes down. And of course, there's the patio. So let's just do a tour to see how we survive the heat. I never water this here. I have a jug and I water the pots, but I never water here. And I never water up here, so we've landscaped for this type of thing. You put out a few pots for flowers, or you have something very hardy. And we always keep water for the birds, and this is a very popular spot for the little birds. So this never gets watered either, except for the flower pots. I have the purple one over there in the Gradzell vine that was painted, and a bowl here, and at the front door. Our $3 Gradzell vine and a $5 Gradzell vine. Presto! The eagle we made. So, none of this gets watered. We're slowly been working on the whole property. Oh, in here I have snapdragons I started from seeds. Maggie's downstairs with Grandma. I don't know if you can see her in the window because she's visiting Grandma while I do this. So here we have apples coming. Few. And so when I'm walking up and down to fill the fountain for the birds, I sometimes sprinkle this side. Never sprinkle this side. Okay. Now we're slowly working on the backyard to make it more efficient. We don't water our lawn, so you can tell. There'll probably be less and less lawn. There'll always be some, but there'll probably be less and less. Now, let's go check out the garden. Well, the peach tree is really good, but our spring weather, we had blossoms, but now we have no peaches. So we've been picking raspberries. We have them in the garden. We also have them all along the fence over there, and they're being pulled out. We are going to continue the gravel right to the fence line. So there's actually just the garden there I look after, and this one. And it's pretty easy care. So let's check out the garden. I think we're going to get peppers soon. And the onions are coming good. And I haven't peeked in here. Squash. Oops. Beets. A few. I didn't plant as big a garden. We've got fruit planted all around. We got some blueberries. Time to hoe weeds again too. We got some blueberries coming. Here and here. Let me test. I might have to come and... they're almost ready. So, Hascat berries. So our garden's going to be just a few things. We know we can keep onions over the winter and things that we want to eat fresh. And of course the tomatoes, because we love our tomatoes. And there's a few. This will be our first tomato. It's not quite ready. more hascap, and we got an apricot tree. We've got squash coming there. And we've been picking cucumbers quite regularly. This one here. Whoop, where are you? They're hiding, you know. You can have these in a pot and they'll do well. And over here we have a melon and the garlic. Well, I got to get the rest of these. We ate some the other day. So that's what's happening in the garden. But it's been just, we've had no rain. I don't even remember seeing rain. When we had it, it wasn't enough to call even rain. So it's just lucky we live on a huge big lake. Okay, and we have snow in the winter. I noticed there was a tomato coming here too. So these ones, they get quite a bit of sun right here. And there's one. Those will be our first tomatoes. So. Okay, now, don't look at my messy greenhouse. Carolyn hasn't been as energetic in here as she should be. But we've got all kinds of melons coming. And I think I could show you on the wall. There is some coming. I think we're going to get some watermelon. We're going to get some others. So things are doing good. You know, I've let them grow. Look at this. I've let them grow on the peach tree and that, and it hasn't hurt them. But what it has done has keep the ants away. Have I discovered a new method? I don't know. But it has kept the ants away, which are terrible normally. Plus, they're in the ground. They're not in a pot. So that's about, and there's my water storage. So let's go this way. I'm going to do this. All these raspberries here will be coming out. This fall I'll start slowly, pull them all out, and then rake this gravel back, pull everything out, take the soil to the garden. Be a big job, but I think if I just do it a bit at a time, it'll be pretty good. Now yesterday our thermometer, and it's accurate all year long, but in the afternoon, the thermometer here is in the direct sun. And right now it's saying 60. In the afternoon, it's over 120 in the sun. I think in the shade they're saying it's in the 90s or mid-90s. So we're going to get lots of grapes this year. Our grapes are very good. Yeah, that's good because we make our own grape juice. So I have a few tomatoes here. You know, these are the best size pots for, you can grow almost anything in them. We have our tomatoes and some basil, and some lettuce and squash and more English cucumbers. And of course I put a few flowers down in that area. And then my cymbidium, remember I smashed it with the axe. I have one that's growing here. One, it was there when I cut it, but I thought it wasn't going to keep growing, but it is trying. Other than that, I'm not cleaning anything out of this until I don't want to shock it any more than it's been shocked. It may take a year to get it back, but okay, now we're going to check out humidity in the house. In the, not the, well, in the patio, which is all screened in. And how we're doing it. And how the orchids are surviving in this extreme heat. And more so heat in here. So, I am going to say goodbye for 1 second. I'll be right back. There, come on in, have a seat in the sunroom. And when is it nice in the sunroom? Well, when it's 100 outside, and at least 100, it's more than that in here. But in the early mornings or any time after, say, 6 o'clock, it's beautiful out here. Although the west side of the house, because this is in the northeast, the west side is still very hot. So what are we doing to make the humidity better? In the past, I've always had misting bowls going, small misters, but we were at a local restore store that was closing down, and they had this big let me show you. Let's take this out of here. Okay. They had this big, it's like a humidifier. It's huge. Both of these, they last 2 days, are filled with water. That's all that's in that part. And we got this for $10 because it's used naturally. We put one new filter in it. And it was basically good other than that. So I just turn this on, and then it comes on. It's blowing air here, but the air goes over all this water, so it's also giving humidity. You can hear the noise there. So, I'll just turn that down. I slide right in here. And so it blows up on the orchids, and they're all doing fine. This one's got a new leaf coming here, plus this was a new leaf. So it's just growing that way. I miss these roots at least twice a day, and I don't have my water bottle. It's around. Twice a day, just give them a good squirt because I know it's going to dry off. So we have another new leaf coming in this one too, and this is a new leaf. So this is all good. New leaf coming here. They are surviving 90 and higher out here, but at night we cool down. The one in the glass, none of this gets direct sun. It has a new leaf. And these, of course, are the two ones we were experimenting with. I haven't misted these yet today, and watering day is Wednesday. So having this old humidifier going, excuse me, like a tickle. The ones that are a little more sensitive are hid in the back areas. So that seems to help. So let's come out here. Now the dendrobium gets a little more sun. It gets some direct sun from the east windows. And it's still got some keikis going here. And I've been watering these in this very high heat, a dribble of water twice extra. I water on Wednesdays twice extra. I'm dribbling water into these pots because it's just bark. There's nothing else to hold the water, and most of it drains right through. So Georgia Pearl's getting a new leaf, but you can see very dry. So I'll be misting it good after the video. Lots of new leaves, so that's how they're surviving. Because this, for $10, puts a lot of humidity into this corner. Now all the screen, the windows are all open, so I can't like humidify the whole air. But this corner, because that's where it is and it blows in, that is definitely working. So now I'm going to head inside because we have to go in the kitchen. Believe it or not, I'm ready for an iced tea, and I think that will be coming soon. But we're going to kind of rush through this because I got lots to show you because we still have to go to the new patio. But first, we were garage sailing and there was hardly any yesterday. But I got this beautiful blue, cobalt blue vase for $2. And it's very heavy. It's very nice. It's been hand blown. And I've been putting more and more blue in the kitchen lately. And of course, these are the lilies from out the front. And a nice contrast to the blue with the orange. That's the painter in me. So that is good. And then over in the west window where the orchids are, I think we'll go over a little closer. There we go. Everything is doing really good here. And what I've been doing here is when the west window's about 3 o'clock, I close those inside blinds. About supper time, I bring down this outer blind and I have all these humidity things running in there. So these are getting lots of humidity then because the house stays quite dry. But everything is getting new leaves here too and doing well. And of course this orchid that looks plastic but isn't has been repotted twice since April 13th and it's still never lost a bloom or shed any, or looks like it's going to shed any. So I had to share that with you. And we're going to finish the tour now with some other exciting things that I've been doing. So I have been painting, and oh gee, I hope there's a picture there. I have been painting, and I got the frame. See, I got this frame at the thrift store for a couple dollars. It's actually wood. And then I thought it would be really nice. I was trying out these new pan pastels and acrylic paints. And I did a native scene because I did 40 years ago. Let me see, 40, a lot of years ago. Run water taxi and lived with the natives and have good friends that were natives. And it's still in my heart in some ways. So I did a picture that just out of my head I decided to do with all the little signs and yeah. The loss of things, we're all losing things, sadly. So now we're headed to the patio to see my next job. And here what we do, okay, it looks dark because if you remember the screens were down, but what we discovered was this little swamp cooler. It is great. You put a little bit of ice in here and it's like an air conditioner, and until the house cools right down, that's what's keeping us comfortable at night, and I have to admit it's really good. So now we're going to head to the patio and see what else I'm up to. Don't look. Jack's room. Okay. So later when the sun is on these windows, they'll be closed. So we had this bird that the whole center of it was wood that had rotted, and he's a crane and his legs are still outside. He sits high, and Jack just thought of his own. He used this insulation and he carved it into the shape of the bird, the wood that was in there. And so now I'm going to paint it. I'm going to gesso it first, and So that's my project, and then he can go back outside. And on my birthday, Rosemary bought me this really handy from Michael's setup. So when I don't want to have my painting stuff here, I just wheel it away into the closet in the spare room. And I've got a beautiful place to work. We still have lots of table space. And Jack can come out and play his guitar. We're hoping to get a fireplace put in here on the house side, right here. It's in negotiations. It's an aluminum roof, and that's a long story I may explain later. So whether we get one or not, we don't know. So that's what's happening here. And thanks for joining me. I always enjoy your comments. And have a wonderful day. Bye for now.